Okay, let's get started then. So my name's Andrew Hine. I'm a CTO of a startup, Reputationaire, which is designed to help individuals prove ownership of their public data and use that to increase their life, improve their life situation. So Reputationaire works towards helping people overcome lack of local references, lack of local work experience, lack of local credit scores, and lack of local trust, which is super important, especially when you migrate to a different country, for example. And as part of our 5-year journey through Reputationaire, that data ownership, blockchain-backed startup, we realize is that there's a massive opportunity to help developers increase their employability and own their data. And that's why we started TechieRank just under a year ago. So I'm a techie too, just like you guys. My master's at Oxford University was sponsored by the UK Intelligence Service where later worked. And that sparked my interest in data ownership, hence the Reputationaire TechieRank startup. I've had many businesses. I had a web development company in London, which exited before I moved to Australia. And I also had a big e-commerce website for a while. So we've done a lot of kind of research into tech employment, and employers often tell us that tech hiring is broken. The employers have to place a job adverts, and they get thousands of applicants, and it's very time consuming and also difficult for them to review those applicants, especially if they're kind of hiring at the junior, the grad, or even the mid-level range. So we got started when a CTO here in Melbourne wanted to hire a developer, and he came to me. He was reluctant to take a risk on a mid-level developer who didn't have any local references or work experience in Australia. So we wondered, is there a better way that we can identify kind of top techies for him? So we've had an experiment. All we asked for in people's job application was their GitHub and Stack Overflow profiles. So we didn't ask any other information. It's designed to be super quick and super easy. And as I'm sure you guys know, GitHub hosts 73 million developers' codes. I'm going to take a guess that all of you in here probably have a GitHub account. And Stack Overflow, which I assume you're aware of. I'd love to know in the chat how much you use Stack Overflow. It's a technical question and answer form with 50 million monthly users. So once the applicants had provided their profiles, we ranked them just based on those profiles as an initial step. We found people who had a good GitHub ranking were well motivated, passionate for their technology, and Stack Overflow also had great communication skills. And a lot of employers tell me that it's very, very important, if not more important than job skills, to have soft skills like communication skills. So from that, we found that Stack Overflow is a massive missed opportunity. This is a quote from one of the co-founders of Stack Overflow. Spent a few months earning a 5-digit reputation, and you'll be getting job interviews in the 100K range. And my co-founder used to answer one Stack Overflow question a day, and that got her a very successful tech career. Sorry to hear that Vince hasn't got a read-only access to Stack Overflow. I'm not sure about that, I'm afraid, but I'm sure that's something that you can get fixed, hopefully. So we provided the top applicants to Giuseppe, and in the end, he hired Fede from Argentina, who didn't have any local references in Australia. Giuseppe said that Fede was a diamond in the rough he'd otherwise have skipped over, and Fede was very happy, much more happy than he looks in the photo, because he got his first job in Australia. So from that, we launched TechieRank, which is just under a year ago, which is designed to kind of help you get access to those hidden data points and provide you a competitive hiring advantage. So we analyzed your big public data, and we come up with kind of statements like that. Obviously, employers and recruiters are not as technical as we are, so they don't really know how to, 75% of them don't know how to assess someone's GitHub account, for example. So coming up with statements like this is designed to kind of help those developers stand out. TechieRank offers a free LinkedIn verified credential. We know that employers and recruiters live on LinkedIn, so it's important for developers to get themselves in front of employers where they're hanging out. So I'll give you a quick demo. So this is, like I said, a free tool designed to help developers increase their employability. It's not obviously designed to kind of fix all hiring problems in the world. It's just another tool in your tool belt, which we've seen really can help individuals stand out. Just going to share my browser. So this is TechieRank.com homepage. Like I said, it's free for developers, but as a startup, we do hope to make money. So we're hoping employers and recruiters will pay to access the service and find good developers. So if you scroll down, you'll see two buttons: log in with GitHub or log in with Stack Overflow. No signups required. We do need to verify you own your public GitHub username, because obviously it's, people have told me they've caught people out applying with someone else's GitHub because it's a pseudo-anonymous service. So if you go ahead and click log in with GitHub, we then get your public username and then look at just your public data to share to your LinkedIn. So just put a link to the site in the chat. So this is my my GitHub. So my profile ownership's been verified, and then you're given the option to share that link and that proof, or share a free verified credential to LinkedIn. So clicking on that button, we're taken to LinkedIn. Again, no sign up or data sharing is required. You just need to be already logged into LinkedIn for link to work. And then you're given that option to save that license or certification to your GitHub profile. If you scroll down on my profile, you can see what they look like. So there's my GitHub profile. We deliberately chose colorful colors for the logo because obviously we want people to stand out. Those employers and recruiters who on average spend 5 or 6 seconds reviewing someone's application. Employers and recruiters can simply click on that link to then verify that person's GitHub ownership. So that's GitHub. I'll just quickly go through the chat. Does anyone have any questions about how to get that free verified credential on GitHub, if they think that will help them add value? All right, Fernando, thanks for adding yours that quickly. Yes, it's designed to be super quick. It's only 5 clicks. Morning Pants is asking how we calculate that ranking, and that's definitely something I'll show you next. So ranking is based on people's contributions to code repositories, repository stars, and a techies following. As I said, employers and recruiters only spend 6 seconds reviewing someone's application, so they want to know quickly if that person is ranked in the top 50% or not. As you'll see, embarrassingly, I'm not, but we still verify that ownership of that profile, which again is super important because employers caught people out a few times sharing someone else's GitHub username. So I wonder how common that is. And we also highlight someone's soft skills. So getting over 50% will include your ranking in your verified credential, as I'm about to show you in Stack Overflow. The reason we chose 50%, because obviously that puts you kind of in the top half. We obviously don't want to highlight if you're not yet in the top half, but the good news is it's quite easy to increase your rank. And one of the questions we had before the workshop was, does it work on your private GitHub repositories? So for example, if you work for a company or your school, you you might have repositories which are not public, and by default, we just look at public data. So the good news is, yes, it does. When you click on that login with GitHub button, you'll be shown this screen where we say kind of just what permissions we're asking for and what data we're going to look at. So as I said before, we only use your public GitHub username and then get this public information from your GitHub profile. However, GitHub have provided a feature where you can make your private activity public. So not the repositories. The repositories say private, but the activity becomes public. And if you make that activity public on your profile by following these GitHub instructions, that can obviously massively, depending obviously how many private repositories you have, that can massively increase your ranking. So I strongly recommend, if you have private repositories, to turn that setting on and then check your rank again. And like I said, it doesn't give people access to your private repositories, and they won't be able to see the details of the contributions. But that help increase your rank. Okay, so that's GitHub. Wow, congratulations, Morning Pants. 6.88% is pretty impressive. So good work on that. Hopefully you'll get some value adding that verified credential to your LinkedIn. I'm now going to show you Stack Overflow, which obviously most people are familiar with. Where's it gone? Yeah, so Stack Overflow obviously is a community for tech questions used by 50 million developers a month. And obviously you can go in there, as people have said, it can save your life when you're searching for a tech question. I use it every day. Or you want to kind of get a code grab rather than have to think how you filter an array yourself. So yeah, so obviously, let's find a good one. Obviously people can vote up and down, like on Reddit. People take time to kind of lay out their question. And that communication skill is super important to employers. Like I said, I think 95% of employers say that soft skills are as or more important than job skills. So communication skills, particularly in tech, particularly if you're kind of joining at kind of the grad or the junior end, where employers know they have to kind of devote some resources to kind of help train you and get you up to speed. Having good communication speed is super important. So yeah, so this question, for example, it's got 2 upvotes. It looks quite well laid out. One answer, which has been, I think, accepted by the question poser. And these people, obviously, again, like on GitHub, have profiles, including their direct reputation. And also, some people choose to use their their real name on Stack Overflow, which seems a bit more common than on GitHub. So again, TechieRank can also check your Stack Overflow rank. And because Stack Overflow is only used by 14 million developers compared to, what was it, 73 million on GitHub, like I said, it's a massive missed opportunity to increase that employability, because not many people are doing it. So happily for me, I'm in the top 49% of those 14 million users. And again, you can click to add a verified credential for free to your LinkedIn, showing that profile ownership and also that ranking if you're in the top 50%. Again, no data, no logins required, no data sharing is required. You just need to be already logged into LinkedIn. And again, of course, employers can come to your LinkedIn profile, click on your credential, and then see your ranking. Oops. Go down to see your ranking. That's a bit of a bug. And yeah, we obviously highlight to employers and recruiters who maybe don't know what Stack Overflow is, how those soft skills that it demonstrates. So yeah, so particularly for kind of not very tech savvy employers or recruiters, or kind of generally new employers and recruiters coming across as kind of diamond in the rough verified credentials, kind of proving someone's willingness to work with others, communication skills, and technical proficiency can really help them increase their employability. But also, as I saw in the chat, help increase their confidence, because obviously interviews can be scary events. So yeah, having increasing your confidence even in a small way is definitely valuable. Oh wow, Vince is in the top 1.57%. Wow, that's impressive. Oh, and Stack Overflow in the top 10%. Wow. So yeah, so Vince is definitely very engaged in the communities. Yes, this session is being recorded. I think the link will be out the following day. Okay, cool. So this is a very short webinar. That's about it. Hopefully you got some value and you realize that sharing proof of owning your GitHub and Stack Overflow, either via TechieRank for free, or obviously you can include your link in your LinkedIn profile to your GitHub and Stack Overflow account manually, can help add value. Because yes, you've got 6 seconds when an employer views your LinkedIn on average. So as they're scrolling down, anything that stands out to them is probably going to help your chances of landing that dream job. Wow, more 2.66% rankings. Yeah, you guys are smashing it. I've never had a webinar with people with such high ranks before. So yeah, I'm impressed. Good work. Hopefully you can leverage that. So Vince is asking, has there been any indication that employers will start using this ranking in their considerations? So we know that 55% of employers check out someone's GitHub if the link is given to them. But of those employers, 75% don't really know how to assess it. As we've said earlier, they're very time poor, so they're probably not going to go into too much detail, especially at the initial stages. And obviously, we're working with TechieRank to help employers find those diamonds in the rough. So TechieRank also works on the employer side, allowing them to check any of the 87 million developers and spot those potential diamonds in the rough. So it's not designed to be a kind of a rule in or rule out. It's just designed to kind of help those people who are typically from kind of more diverse backgrounds, because those people generally have less work experience in the country, obviously, less local references, and potentially not such a great CV or LinkedIn profile, especially if English is not their first language, for example, when they're applying for an English job. So TechieRank is designed to help those employers not skip over those potential diamonds. And yeah, we're hoping obviously that more employers will take it up. So if you do know any employers, please do feel free to share TechieRank with them. Just looking at the questions. So Goldie asks, does the ranking automatically update? Yes. So unfortunately, from the way that LinkedIn works, this verified credential, obviously that text there doesn't update. But yes, every time somebody clicks on your credential, we calculate in real time that ranking. So that's automatically calculated each time. And obviously, if you want to, it's designed to be a very quick job. Just click on login and then click to share your verified credential, and you can just update your LinkedIn verified credential with your update. So, for example, my current ranking is 49.06%, which has gone down slightly because I haven't done much Stack Overflow lately. So I'm not going to choose to update my verified credential. But yes, it's updated, calculated in real time when someone clicks your verified credential. Having a look at some of the other questions. Yes, so how are the ranks calculated? Yep, that's a great question. So I'll just open my GitHub credential. So ranks are calculated only using public data. So GitHub, for example, we look at the number of contributions that you've made to different code repositories and how many code repositories you have. Repository stars, if you've received any from other people, and how many people are following you. So it's designed to kind of just give a kind of a rough guide of how engaged you are on GitHub, which was asked for by employers, because obviously, like I said, they find it very difficult to assess someone's profile. Stack Overflow is a bit simpler. Stack Overflow credential. Stack Overflow already has a reputation score. And if you remember that quote from one of the Stack Overflow founders, I think if you get a reputation of 100K in Stack Overflow, you'll be getting 5-figure job offers, he said. So we just look at the reputation, which is automatically determined by Stack Overflow based on how many votes you get for your questions and the quality of your questions and answers and comments and that kind of thing. And yeah, we just give you that. If you're in the top 50%, remember, we give that quick ranking. Otherwise, we just show that you verify your profile. Is there a way to share? And on that ranking, we obviously show the employer how that rank was calculated, and also kind of inform them what the site does, because many employers are not particularly technical themselves, and it might be their first time coming across Stack Overflow or your verified credential. Is there a way to share this as a story to my LinkedIn contacts? Great question. I'm glad you want to. Most people don't want to. So a bit of pushback we had originally was that people assumed that it was going to kind of publish an updated post when you add a new license certification. It doesn't. And I think we wrote that, has it gone? Too many tabs. I think we wrote that, wrong link again. When you shared LinkedIn. So no, I'm not aware of any way you can share a story to your LinkedIn contacts, but obviously you could manually write one. Maybe just kind of copy and paste your LinkedIn certificate text. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so it does not share anything to your feed and does not notify your network when you share that verified credential, which most people don't want. But I'm glad that the morning pants that you do. I think you have to do that manually at this time. So Vince is asking, so would it be a good idea to recalculate right before we submit our CV or resume? Yeah, you can do. Obviously, if you've been super active on GitHub or Stack Overflow in that period, your rank might have changed a bit. But remember, you've got 87 million users on both the sites. So your ranking may not have changed that much if not much has gone on. But obviously, yes, it's free to update your ranking and your verified credential as many times as you want, and just takes those 5 clicks. Goldie's asking if you can share this on Twitter. Yes, you can. So we also give kind of a share link down here. So if I actually just verify both my GitHub and my Stack Overflow, you'll see an example of where you can share both of those credentials in one. Yep, so if I copy that link, which you can obviously put on Twitter or any of the socials that you like, and then visit that, you'll see it calculates both my GitHub and my Stack Overflow rankings. So it's kind of one link for both of them. Any tips on how to improve our Stack Overflow rank? Yep, so Stack Overflow, the ranking is based on your reputation on the site. This guy has 500,000. Well, and that's based on the kind of number of answers you provided. If people have upvoted your answer or your question using those upvotes. So yes, I think it's very quick and very easy to get a very high ranking in Stack Overflow because it's only used by 14 million people. 14 million people have accounts at the moment. Obviously, many more, 50 million a month use it to get answers. But yeah, my co-founder used to answer 1 Stack Overflow question a day, and then she's got a crazy reputation. So yeah, so if you kind of book that in as kind of a once a day for a month or so, I think you can get a really high ranking in very quickly and very easily too. Yeah, I think that's a real missed opportunity by developers at the moment. Okay. So yeah, Wilson's asking about this read-only status on Stack Overflow. Wilson, I'm afraid I've never heard of such a problem. It sounds very annoying. Are you able to create a new account? I'm not sure if anyone else in the chat can help with that. We need to use a full. Yeah, maybe it's a bug. I don't know. I've never seen it, I'm afraid. Very strange. You might want to try making a new account. Cool. Okay. Okay. So Vince has decided not to use Stack Overflow because of the abuse. Yeah, unfortunately, with any online platforms, there's always going to be kind of trolls and people out to promote negativity, unfortunately. But yes, which is kind of brings us back to our Reputationaire, which is kind of our startups flagship product type, which is designed to kind of help individuals kind of prove that they're trustworthy and reliable in general online, by allowing them to prove ownership of their online data from kind of any website. And that's designed to kind of help rule out kind of trolls and that kind of thing. Not really the topic of today's discussion, but yeah, I'm well aware, and it saddens me about the lack of kind of trust and confidence online, and how people inherently just don't trust others. I've done a lot of research into kind of trust, and I know that when you first meet people, you look for reasons to distrust them, and if you can't find any, you very quickly trust them, and then obviously they can destroy that trust. But yeah, online it seems that lack of trust is the default. Okay, I don't want to take up more. Oh, one more question. So Daniel's asking how he can set himself apart from someone who has a degree in computer science as a self-taught developer. Yeah, Daniel, so when we're working with employers and recruiters, we find kind of the archaic, conventional, larger kind of corporate tech employers, they require a computer science degree still. So obviously, if you don't have a computer science degree, you're going to fall down that first hurdle. But having said that, there's more and more companies, especially kind of the smaller startups, or those companies who aren't quite as famous as kind of Facebook and Google, who struggle to kind of attract enough talent, who've kind of dropped the requirement for degrees, and are more interested in kind of what you've proved you can actually do. And obviously, getting any online courses, and including obviously the education section in your LinkedIn profile, for example, on your CV, hopefully including your TechieRank verified credentials. There's other website services offering free credentials for doing tests and stuff. So for example, I did this triple byte software engineer test a long time ago and got another free credential. So yeah, I think it's just about building up your Stack Overflow. You're building up your LinkedIn and your CV to make it as rich as possible, and kind of get kind of fact-based demonstration of your skills, abilities, interest, and enthusiasm. It takes time, but it's something you can kind of build up over time. So like I said, for example, maybe you want to ask one Stack Overflow question a day, for example, as my co-founder did. Yep, I don't see why you can't share your LinkedIn here, Daniel. I guess you can put it in the group chat. Okay, everyone. There's the half-hour mark. Many thanks for taking the time to attend. If there's any more questions, feel free to contact me. Our contact details on TechieRank and our socials. And yeah, I really do hope that helps you increase your employability, and you've got some value from both the insights that we've shared of how to increase your employability, and if TechieRank can also help you for free, hopefully that adds value for you as well. I wish you all good luck, and thank you for the time to attend. Yeah, and Daniel's put his LinkedIn in the chat there. Cool, thank you, everybody. There will be a recording available, I understand, tomorrow or in a few days. So look out for that on the Codementor site. Cool. Thanks for attending Morning Pants. Congratulations again on your high ranking. And thank you to you, Fernando. And everyone else, have a good evening or rest of your day, depending on where you are in the world. Thanks, everyone.